Have you ever pondered about the possibility of a global deluge, a flood of such magnitude that it submerges the entire world under its wrath? This concept isn't unfamiliar to those who have delved into the pages of the Bible. Today we'll explore the narrative of the worldwide flood as presented in the Bible and the evidence that supports this historical event. The account of a worldwide flood is found in the book of Genesis, chapters 6 through 9. It begins with a divine decree. God, dissatisfied with the wickedness of mankind, decides to wipe out every living creature on the earth with a flood. But one man, Noah, finds favor in God's eyes. Noah is instructed to build an ark, a colossal ship, and to bring into it his family and a pair of each kind of living creature. The Bible chronicles that for 40 days and 40 nights it rained relentlessly. The deluge was so severe that even the highest mountains were submerged. After these tumultuous 40 days, the rain ceased, but the earth remained flooded for 150 days more. It was only after this period that the waters began to recede. The ark, bearing Noah, his family, and the animals, came to rest on the mountains of Ararat as the waters continued to decrease. Eventually, the earth dried out completely, and all its inhabitants disembarked from the ark to repopulate the world. Now, what evidence supports this biblical narrative? First, there are flood legends from cultures around the globe. From the Sumerians to the Mayans, distinct civilizations have tales remarkably similar to the Genesis flood story, suggesting a shared memory of a cataclysmic event. Second, there are geological evidences. Sedimentary rock layers and marine fossils found on mountaintops suggest that a water catastrophe occurred on a grand scale. Rapid burial of plants and animals in these layers indicate a sudden catastrophe, consistent with the flood account. Lastly, the existence of the Grand Canyon offers a compelling case. This colossal chasm exhibits layers of sedimentary rocks and a vast meandering river, features typically associated with rapid water erosion. Some propose that this could be the result of the receding floodwaters. As we delve deeper into this intriguing subject, let's take a look at some of the flood legends from around the world, which lend further credence to the biblical account. First, we have the Epic of Gilgamesh from ancient Mesopotamia, one of the earliest surviving works of literature. In this epic, a man named Utnapishtim is warned by a god about an impending flood and is instructed to build a boat to save himself, his family, and all species of animals. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Next, we have the Greek myth of Deucalion. According to this tale, Zeus, the king of the gods, is displeased with the wickedness of humans and decides to drown the earth with a massive flood. However, Deucalion, a righteous man, is warned of this by his father Prometheus, and he builds a chest to survive the deluge. Moving to the east, we have the Hindu story of Manu. In this narrative, Manu, the first human, saves a small fish that turns out to be the god Vishnu. In gratitude, Vishnu warns Manu of a catastrophic flood. Manu builds a boat as instructed by Vishnu, and ties it to the horn of a fish, which guides him through the flood. Lastly, we have the Chinese Great Flood, where the hero, Gun, tries to control a devastating flood with a magical soil. When this fails, his son, Yu, takes over and successfully tames the floodwaters, earning him the divine mandate to establish the Xia dynasty. These stories, while different in details, all share a common theme of a catastrophic flood that reshapes the world. The universality of these flood narratives across disparate cultures adds another layer to the evidence supporting a global deluge event in our ancient past. As we continue our journey around the world, let's explore more flood legends that echo the biblical narrative. These stories, though varied in their details, all resonate with the theme of a world-engulfing flood, further supporting the biblical account. Firstly, let's revisit China and their myth of Gun Yu. This legend tells of a great flood that covered the entire world. The flood was so severe that it took years of effort from Emperor Yu, Gun's son, to control it. Using a combination of magic, hard work, and dedication, Yu eventually tamed the waters, earning him the divine mandate to become the first emperor of the Xia dynasty. Next, let's travel to Australia. The Aboriginal Dreamtime story speaks of a great flood caused by ancestral spirits. In this narrative, the rainbow serpent woke from a deep sleep and started to wreak havoc, causing a massive flood. The only survivors were those who found refuge on the highest mountains, with the floodwaters eventually receding and leaving behind the world as we know it today. Finally, let's journey to North America, where the Native American Hopi tribe tells of Spider-Woman, a powerful deity who saved the virtuous from a global flood. In this tale, Spider-Woman instructed the virtuous to build vessels from hollow reeds in which they could survive the impending flood. Once the floodwaters receded, they emerged from their vessels and repopulated the earth. These tales, though varied in their details, all resonate with the theme of a world-engulfing flood, further supporting the biblical account. The fact that these stories are found in such diverse cultures, separated by vast distances and time, suggests a shared memory of a global deluge, adding another layer of evidence to our exploration of this fascinating topic. As we delve deeper into the realm of global flood legends, our journey takes us to Africa, Polynesia, Europe, and Mesoamerica. Each of these cultures, despite their geographical and temporal differences, share stories of a world-engulfing flood that echo the biblical narrative. In Africa, the Yoruba tribe tells a tale of a great flood sent by the god Olokan. In this story, only a man and a woman survive, finding refuge in a boat. This narrative mirrors the biblical account of Noah and his wife as the sole human survivors of the flood. Moving to Polynesia, we encounter the myth of Rutapu and his brother Paikea. Out of anger, Rutapu causes a great flood. His brother Paikea, however, survives by riding a whale to safety. This story carries the theme of survival amidst a catastrophic flood, similar to Noah's survival on the Ark. In the cold climes of Europe, we find the Norse myth of Bergelmir, who survives a flood of the giant's blood by escaping in a hollowed-out tree trunk. This myth, while unique in its details, carries the theme of survival through a vessel, similar to Noah's Ark. Finally, our journey takes us to Mesoamerica, where we find the myth of Tezcatlipoca and Quetzalcoatl. In this tale, Tezcatlipoca floods the earth out of anger, while Quetzalcoatl saves a man and a woman by hiding them in a hollow log. This narrative, like the biblical account, speaks of divine wrath, survival, and the repopulation of the earth. These stories, though diverse in their details, all echo the theme of a catastrophic flood, further reinforcing the biblical account. This shared theme across cultures and continents adds another layer to the mounting evidence of a global deluge. In conclusion, the Bible portrays a story of a worldwide flood triggered by a divine command and survived by Noah, his family, and a duo of every living creature inside the ark. This account is validated by flood myths from various parts of the world, including recent stories from Chinese, Australian, Aboriginal, and Native American cultures that resonate similar themes. Geological markers such as sedimentary rock strata and marine fossils identified on peaks offer additional proof. Notably, the distinctive features of the Grand Canyon further enhance the narrative. Even as the tale of the global flood incites continuous disputes among scientists, historians, and theologians, it persistently mesmerizes our intellects and emotions with its portrayal of divine mercy, destruction, and regeneration. We delve deeper into Scene 9, exploring the broad spectrum of history and Earth's enigmas. Let this investigation motivate us to ponder our past and the narratives that mold our perspective.